This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day, and that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pup, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
Business taxes. Was stressing about all the time and all the money you spent on your taxes.
This is my bill?
Now Business Taxes is a TurboTax small business expert who does your taxes for you and offers year-round advice at no additional cost, so you can keep more money in your business. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on turbotax.com/business. Only available with TurboTax Live full service.
This episode is brought to you by Atlassian. Atlassian makes the team collaboration software that powers enterprise businesses around the world, including over 80% of the Fortune 500. With Atlassian's AI-powered software like Jira, Confluence, and Loom, you'll have more time to do the work that matters. In fact, Atlassian customers experience a 25% reduction in project duration per year. Unleash the potential of your team at Atlassian.com. Atlassian.
Oh my God, it's the coolest thing ever. Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? Well, check this out. It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. They ship Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garten's famous cakes. Seriously. So if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT.
The first Eagles roster domino falls this offseason, and it involves a 3-time Pro Bowler. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions of your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me hosting Trending in the AM Monday through Friday on the STT Sports Network. I got today's show linked below. And guys, yes, on Monday, it was breaking news that Adam Schefter revealed that the Eagles have designated Darius Slay as a post-June 1st cut. That means that they are moving on from Darius Slay, in theory, for the 2025 season. So there's two different things that we got to do to look at this. We got to look at, well, three different things. We got to look at the money, the savings with it. We got to look at what's next for the Eagles in the secondary. And then I wanted to have a little fun at the end there and just look back at possibly one of the greatest value trades in Eagles history in acquiring Darius Slay. First, the money. By cutting Darius Slay post-June 1st, the Eagles save $4.3 million on the 2025 salary cap. They save roughly $16 million overall, but that $4.3 million in salary cap savings is massive, very helpful going forward in trying to sign some of the other key free agents, a.k.a. Zach Bond, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, whoever Mekhi Becton, whoever it may be. That is the first thing there. You just freed up almost $4.5 million in cap space by doing that. The next part of the conversation, a little bit deeper here, is what do the Eagles do next? You obviously have Cooper DeJean, who you drafted, who came out of college as an outside corner, all projected to be an outside corner. He played phenomenally. I don't think I'm overstating it, in the slot. You have Keely Ringo, who you drafted 2 years ago, who has been there learning from Darius Slay for the last 2 years. You have Isaiah Rodgers, who is a restricted free agent. Whether they bring him back or not, that is a question. So what do you do at outside corner? So first thing I got to say is it's not out of the realm of possibilities that Darius Slay comes back on a cheaper deal in 2025. It's a very similar situation to what the Eagles did with Fletcher Cox back in 2022, where they cut him post-June 1st and then re-signed him for one more year on a much more team-friendly deal to finish up his career. That same scenario could happen with Darius Slay. I don't know if it will or will not, But Darius Slay has said he wants to play one more year. He wants another year to contend. Maybe he goes out and sees the deals on the open market are not what he wants and rather come back here. I mean, he almost left before the 2023 season, and Zach Berman reminded everybody the story that he heard that, in 2023 offseason, he almost signed with the Ravens. He had a bigger money deal to go to Baltimore to play in Baltimore for Harbaugh and company. But Big Dom himself went to Darius Slay and said, Slay, we need you, and convinced him to stay here for 2 more years. And he won a Super Bowl here. So I think the Eagles are going to try to re-sign Isaiah Rodgers. I think they're going to have Isaiah Rodgers and Kelee Ringo battling it out in OTAs, in training camp for that outside starting job. I don't think it would be a smart idea to move Cooper DeJean into the outside because Cooper DeJean, fits Fangio's exact needs of a slot corner, but also he excelled at it so well this past year. Now, maybe there's a scenario where you have Cooper DeJean on the outside in two cornerback sets, but we know Vic Fangio runs a lot of nickel, and in those scenarios, you want Cooper DeJean in the slot, and most teams in the NFL run 3 wide receiver sets on a regular anyway. But I think they have Kelee Ringo going into the season as their top choice unless they bring back Isaiah Rodgers. Then it will be a battle. That'll be a battle. And if they can't keep Isaiah Rodgers, maybe that's then when the window opens to bring Darius Slay back on a cheaper deal. We've seen Josh Sweat, we've seen Avonte Maddox, both in the previous year, try to test the free agent waters, and it didn't work out, and they came back anyway. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it is, and I'm sure the Eagles will comment on it in a day or two. We're about a week away from the start of free agency here now, so we will see what happens very soon. One thing I want to have a little fun with, I look back at 2020 offseason when the Eagles traded for Darius Slay. Howie Roseman traded the 85th pick and the 166th pick, a 3rd and a 5th round pick to get Darius Slay. And I ask, is it the greatest value trade? I mean, Darius Slay went on to have a 74 starts in Eagles, 9 interceptions, 3 Pro Bowl trips, 56 pass defended. I mean, he won a Super Bowl, made it to 2 Super Bowls, really solidified a secondary that was struggling the previous few years here in Philadelphia. Really brought that big play swagger back to the Eagles secondary that we hadn't seen in a very long time. And that 85th and 166 pick, let's look backwards. Pick 166 ended up being Wisconsin wide receiver Quintez Cephas. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it. Cephas. He started 6 games in his 3-year career. He's out of football. In his 3 years, he had a total of 37 catches and 4 touchdowns, less than 600 yards. That 85th pick ended up getting traded to Indianapolis for the 75th pick. There was other things involved. So Detroit ended up getting Jonah Jackson, a guard out of Ohio State at pick 75. Started 61 games in the last 5 years. Only 4 this past year. He was with the Rams, I believe, this past year. But he was a 2-3-year starter. But that 85th pick turned into being safety. Julian Blackmon, Utah safety. He started 16 of 17 games this past year for the Colts. He started pretty much every game, 31 games the last 2 years. A lot of starting games for the Colts. So you basically traded Darius Slay for Julian Blackmon. I think that is a pretty dang good value right there. So I just wanted to have a little fun with that. The guys that were involved in the Darius Slay trade, we always like to look back on the guys involved in the Carson Wentz trade or the A.J. Brown trade. I wanted to look back at the guys that were involved in the Darius Slay trade. Quintez Cephas, Jonah Jackson, and Julian Blackmon. They were the names involved in this trade. So there's that, guys. We got lots more to talk about all week long right here on the Eagles Checkdown. Anytime there's breaking news, you'll hear it here. But if you want to talk about this Darius Slay, check out Training in the AM. Today's episode is linked below, live, 8 a.m. for 90 minutes of sports talk, taking your opinions and comments on this trade and anything else you want to talk about in Philadelphia sports, guys. So make sure you check it out. You click subscribe. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. Trying to hit 500 subscribers really soon here. I'm 49 away, so appreciate that, guys. I'm Phil Stiefel. This is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. Go Birds. Bubbles up.
This episode is brought to you by Peacock. The new Peacock original documentary, Matthew Perry, A Hollywood Tragedy, dives deep into the beloved actor's rise to fame and his tragic death. 5 people, including Perry's personal assistant, 2 medical doctors, and an alleged Hollywood drug dealer known as the Ketamine Queen were charged with conspiracy to illegally provide Perry with the ketamine. Explore the details of the case in this heartbreaking special, streaming now only on Peacock.
When you think about your future, you know what calls to you. Meaningful work, happiness, growth, and sharing these values with others. But how will you find all of that? There are many paths forward, including one you may not have considered. The military provides countless opportunities to pursue your calling, where you can be part of something bigger than yourself, while still being yourself, and having the future you want. You have a calling, we have an answer. Learn more at todaysmilitary.com.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Life is made up of many gorgeous moments. Cherish them all, big and small, with Blue Nile. Whether it's for yourself or a loved one, Blue Nile's unrivaled selection of expertly crafted fine jewelry and statement pieces help make all your moments sparkle. Blue Nile's experts are on hand to guide you, and their diamond guarantee ensures you get the highest quality at the best price. Celebrate a life well lived in the most radiant way and save up to 30% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they start. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents on average 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.